Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Summer. In this video, we'll talk about the assignment 2 of report to management 50/50. And today we're going to talk about the excuse me, talk about the articles which we're going to use in this video. So from that, this is the link from the journal. So to begin with, let's review all of what we write yesterday. So, so the most important one is about my two concern. So the first one is the FIFA World Cup is simply used to all the soft power and geopolitical influence. Yes, from the corruption, the FIFA gets involved in the political too much. It will lead to harm the football cup, the FIFA fans, and the host country itself. It looks good initially, but it gains support from solving states. But stakeholders sustainability theory told that we need to consider the long-term goal. So from the youth terrorism, this decision is not good and printed SDGs 16. And the next concern is about it's a conflict between the kafala system and the International Workers Institution. From the theology and care ethics, FIFA is wrong for allowing this term, but can FIFA change it? It is widely used in the Middle East. It's a debate about universalism and cultural relativism. The real point is that FIFA fails to find a balance between them. So in this in articles we need to find the topic between them, so let's go for it. Academic so the first article is academic management. Yes, do we have the lessons? Select. So let's go check it on access text available. So I don't know how to use that. So before that, we need to watch the video of that.
Okay, beautiful. Can I just say a brief good morning? Hello, everybody. My lovely management fifth session, which is run for us, just in terms of how to find
session, and I will help you with your studies and to complete your upcoming essay and try. So I'd like to also have your devices handy and on mute, flick over and just briefly look at your upcoming and industry resources. So I'm going to, you can do that by scanning the QR code with your device, and Bandhan will also ping of interest. We have, as you would look, the company, I would recommend searching for that and locating the FIFA website and report and exploring through relevant sections. Now, I've noticed that with FIFA's annual report, they don't typically provide it as a single PDF for you. The main way to highlights what the company. And so, as an example, what I keyword sustainability, but I've shortened it in case it's what they might sustainability. So that might be something that is relevant to your upcoming assessment and worth reviewing, as this will address how the company under the relevant. So this here is a summary of, and this is this report or objectives that you can find with Google. And in future, I wanted to cover the sources that you can find at sources. Go through our subject guides. So hopefully bookmarking that, you have a few icons here and you click subject guides. So scrolling down the page, you have a few general guides such as grey literature, which I recommend taking a look at for your assessment. Scrolling down, we're going to focus on they're categorized under topic for us is business. Maybe taking some time, so click open business. Plan your search, so identifying key concepts, key as this is a helpful snapshot of real. Now, following on from the FIFA annual report that we found, we might want to find additional company and news and other information about the company, and then making their own assessment and deep diving in. Now, because this isn't an Australian company, we're going to flick over to this next tab, International, to find international company and industry information. There are several databases, and I recommend taking a look at all of these. But for the purposes of today's session, because we don't have time to go company and industry and being involved in infantry analysis. Following on from the FIFA incentives and internet purposes of today's session is a powerful. We don't have time to go through all of them. I'm going to showcase MarketLine. So MarketLine is a powerful database which industry profiles, and it may take time for you to get accustomed to this database, but there's no real right or wrong way to through sectors. You can browse geographies or companies or different. I'm going to browse on FIFA and see what happens. Okay, so now we find company entries on MarketLine, and we need to match the company to what we searched on. So one of the quickest ways to determine if it's going to be the relevant company is to look for whether it's a parent or a subsidiary or an independent company, and usually what you're after is the parent. Not always, but usually. So this is what we're after, the International Federation of. So you have a quick company summary, you've got some key stats. Also, you have a quick snapshot of the latest deals and relevant. Just clicking on peers. They are competitive football associations. So you may find helpful analysis by clicking through and opening each of these competitor football associates, some helpful analysis. Address any outstanding than the deal snapshot we saw. This is an example, which is an example of a sustainable initiative that FIFA was interested in. So one thing you can do is undertake or sustainability, and a review of how to under in the business subject guide. And I wanted to, or section of the guide. So a PESTLE analysis is a framework which provides political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental analysis. So it pulls together information from different sources to basically determine any external factors that will have an impact on the company or industry or ethical concerns. You may look under environmental. So you have Web of Science and Environment Complete. You might want to take some time to explore these resources relevant to this assessment and try and look for analysis in this. So just because you can't find a report through your first search, don't give up. Just keep browsing and looking and thinking big picture. So, for example, we need to think of where FIFA sits in terms of the relevant scroll down and look under transportation, travel, tourism, and you might want to take a look at sustainable tourism, what we might find. So if you remember from the company overview in MarketLine, initiative specifically in Switzerland. So we'll take a look under sustainable tourism in Switzerland. A summary of external factors impacting sustainable tourism influence to look and drill down. And what you have here, they talk about sustainable practices, multi-sport, or so that's your environment. report that might be really helpful with your assessments. You need to sort of this industry, tourism, sports. There's no real right way. Through a global lens, head on to
Sure. I was just wondering if things in
the books, orders.
of course, Switzerland is important.
Well, then definitely what I'll show you so research, you have this drop down menu and you want to go and click country and risk reports. And so here you get a macroeconomic outlook report and that you're looking at, but it's a good starting point. So again, sustainable, you might, so here reports will be, you have your economic landscape, the key and example. So this time,
Yeah, it's
Canada. Oh, here. Overview to see what for a snapshot even analysis page, the literature. The best way you click research are provided with simply searches across our research. You're then prompted to search from here, assistant tool. So to do that, the best way to actually do that is to just simply click on search. Don't actually put in a search, just click search from here and you're brought to this home page. And from here, you click Research Assistant in the top tab. You're then prompted to, so this differs from other AI tools, the UNSW library collections. So profile. So I'm going to simply click on this as I've searched for this earlier. So I've prompted it to provide me with journal articles, helpful prompt, or find some helpful reports or framework. Be interesting apps, simply download the PDF. It is reference point and you match bars complex to make sure across specific FIFA and sustainability or ethical or environmental. So that's done is put an and then here we want to simply FIFA somewhere in up. So instead of a database search form, advanced search a catalog record, I want to both and so it's telling the database I want you to only search and retrieve environment and any ability letters in both instances and ethical, which is not menu, and only bring back types last 5 years because we're going to make sure that it's locked in, it's refined. But for now, since we're focused on we're focusing interesting resources, which might the subject contains these issues. It's a bit of a pestle analysis. Have quite a few results as our search is quite part of this. So the way to do that is we'll go back to new search and research on journal. What kind of information? Okay, different options to see how a lot of these results it has available from this year until this year, like another year. So these aren't actually helpful. What you want to find is this option, available from this date, but there is no until. So it means coverage is up to date. So we'll click to open this journal. You have your Journal of Management, and this is a recommended peer-reviewed journal. So you might want to undertake a search specifically in this journal to see what analysis you can find. So at the top of the page, you have this search this journal field, ESG or sustainability or ethics. And I'm going to group these terms because they're all similar, and you group them by separating them by that or operator, and you also can put them in brackets as it will treat that as a separate element of the search. So FIFA and any of these terms, and I'll search. More broadly, types of results you get. Corporate social.
Also just thought it's useful to say to the students, while you might not find something, I mean, there were those 4 articles on FIFA which may be relevant, we'd have to look at them, but it may be hard to find sort of FIFA specific stuff. But for this report, you are writing about issues like, CSR and sustainability and mega events more generally, and these various ethical frameworks. And there's so many concepts that you're going to be using in your write-up of the critical issues. So you might find when you're doing the search, if it doesn't yield as much as you would need or want around FIFA, you might find if you pivot towards using the journal articles to help you better understand the concept that you use, that might be another way to find really relevant articles. Thank you. Back to
definitely.
you.
Oh, of course. So thinking about the terms and concepts you've come across through the other information sources we covered, that might help inform you on different types of searches to undertake. So even as a seasoned researcher, I constantly have to refine and undertake trial and error with the searches that I undertake. I'm not going to get it right the first time. So I'm taking my search to your concepts. But again, if you're not finding much, looking at journal articles and cover it and in databases by database type. So click scrolling down, quite niche. This is why I wanted to just demonstrate how useful it is to become similar, comfortable, and don't put up subjects or concepts or terms in brackets and separated it by or, because you're telling the database only bring back news which mentions FIFA and either ESG or sustainability or human rights. The next thing I wanted to focus on is this field option menu. So you could search on how you say how you profile form here as full for your research is Factiva. Another one is Newsbank. So I've opened up Newsbank. Similar one to the news article selected in terms of a human rights issue. We have here. So we have some potentially relevant or interesting articles to look at. I recommend if you want to refine your search further, you can refine it by the source type because news comes in a variety of formats. To know that this can provide the data recommend you may not be here we have a sustainability profile include really helpful Google for Google Advanced, then the database .au you get a quick snap that signifies that it is relevant authoritative resources sort of research strategy to find helpful results where you can track, or you might be struggling to start or homepage and just citations.
One is around ethics, human rights. One is around environmental.
Okay, I just, sorry for that. I have just make a brief understanding of that. So it looks not that easy. Yes, it looks a little difficult. I try my best to understand it. So the first hand, so we can see that. There is several news research database library. So I need to sign in first with my student ID. Yes, I'm here. So article, print, journal. So sorry for that. We need to find the I think the academic management journal. This looks good, so we can find that. Yes, journal online peer reviewed. Okay. Available from until 19. So let's go to the available from 2100. Yes, go there. So let's have a brief try of this. Yes, vocabulary thing. I have a basic understanding of how to use that material. Read it now. Academic management journey. Read it now. Yes. Wait a minute. What does that mean? Cover. No, this one. Journal. Okay, online access coverage. Online access. What does that mean? So I'm just confused about this type of thing. Okay, coverage region content. It's gonna go this one. The database may not offer the common content for every item in the index. Yes. Except all. Back. So why it's in Chinese version? I don't know. I'm just curious about it. Online. Can I go there? Install library. So let's see the FIFA. Let's go for it. Logical. Exploring major women reference from FIFA World Cup are on goal against sustainability. Yes. Gentleman research. Yes. From management to some contact to macro. Yes. Okay. This is wonderful. Finding user W. Business. Find UW. Throw it back to. Let's go back. IB General Management, General 2024 Library. Automatic remember from choice download PDF. Good. Can I download it? Accept all. Wonderful. So farming migraine content analyzer content migraine coverage migraine worker during. So what does that mean? Open access. Can I download it? Great. I think this is wonderful. FIFA owning go against sustainability. International football marketing for unhealthy brain during. The other side of construction modern. Yes, I need this too. I think this too is fine, so I need to find another one for the download it. Yes, I can do that. So actually I have done that. So the next part, let's have a note from here. So 5W framework. So I'm just wondering where is the so back to the database. Now that's so library with library facility. No. Canberra, no. Research. Find facility, study, student. Where's the library? Go to the library. Inside the camera. Sorry, just don't know that. So I'm just confused the first part. So let's review it.
of what they might be interested in
So
terms of that might be
this
the
part is for the annual report.
point. You mentor
None.
intelligence. We'll click the next
Back,
several subject.
back,
So hopefully you can follow
back.
social responsibilities. So I recommend focusing on NSW library. We have
Yes.
a wealth of authoritative these, but the best you have noted for your current assessment subject guides. So scrolling down the page, you have subject specific guides.
Okay, we need to go to the USW library. Yes, here, here. Okay, we just need put it down, put it down. What does that mean? So wait a minute.
And these are all laid out in a similar way. And these aren't for your experts, future studies. Scrolling down the page under quick links for study, you have a few icons here and you click.
Subject. What is subject guideline? Okay, subject guides into the business. This is a tool used for planning your research, building key points. Yes, 5 peso. Good. Okay. Sorry for that. We've done that. Goodbye now. So in next video we have the detailed research about articles and cite them in my report. So I think yes, it's good to finish my report. I think apply 5 articles is enough, or maybe yes, I don't know. Let's see detail in the afternoon. Goodbye.